Sometimes you have something so big in your heart, you just have to let it out. This is one of those things. From my heart to yours, it's a story about mothers and daughters and the love that only they can share.
Little Thing with Feathers by Jodi Hills. Good night, my little thing with feathers. Her mama tucked her in bed with these words every night, ever since she could remember. She checked her arms and legs. Nothing. But Mama, she would say, I have no feathers. You have more than you know, she smiled, more than you know. And sleep she would, snuggled beneath them each night, safe and warm and loved. Each day she would play and learn. She fluttered around with her friends. She took her books to school. She ran and jumped and grew. And each night, tired from the day, her mother would tuck her in and say, Good night, my little thing with feathers. She found the words comforting. She found them safe, and she slept soundly. If she skinned her knee or bruised her elbow, her mother was always there. She would kiss her troubles away, and everything would be fine. When she got a little older, she got a little more curious. Mama, why do you always say I have feathers? Because I see them. I do. I don't understand. In school, did they teach you about poetry? You learned some poems, didn't you? Yes, Mama. I even wrote one about the houses. Yes, that's right. I remember. Well, I love poetry. One poem that's special to me, it's about hope. It's by Emily Dickinson. Emily? That's right. Hope is the thing with feathers, she says, that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. That's what you are to me, to this world. You are hope. I'm hope? That's right. Hope is a good thing, isn't it, Mama? It's everything, just like you. She smiled and tucked her feathers under the blanket. She got a little older and more curious. She read the poem in the school library. There will be storms, Mama? Storms? I read it in the poem. And sweetest in the gale is heard, and sore must be the storm that could abash the little bird that kept so many warm. Yes, there are a lot of storms, but we have feathers. We do. When she got a little older, she could see the storms for herself. She could see that things weren't always easy for her mother. She could see that some days she had to struggle. Some nights her mother even cried. But she always kissed her little girl with a smile and said, Good night, my little thing with feathers. What is hope, Mama? Is it the same as a wish, like on a birthday cake? Not exactly. It's much more. Hope is something you really believe in. Hope is something that lifts you, gives you strength, carries you. Like the bird's feathers? That's right. You see, a bird just doesn't wish it could fly. It believes it with all its heart. It has feathers and wings. It begins in a nest way up in the trees. It is given a big blue sky and all the examples of all the birds flying around. It doesn't just wake up and wish. Birds can feel it in their souls, way deep down inside. They know, with what they've been given, this magical gift, they can take that leap from the nest and they will fly. When you believe in something so strongly, that's what gives you hope. That gets you up every day and gives you strength to try. But things aren't always perfect. Sometimes bad things happen. Sometimes kids are mean at school. I see bad things on TV. Sometimes I even know you are sad, Mama. Yes, you're right. And that's when we need it most. It keeps us warm. That it does. The little girl grew older and wiser and stronger. and every morning she flew out of bed with her wildly different high hopes. She grew to love art and poems and all the world, even with all its storms. Her mother gave her that. She understood the last stanza of the poem. I've heard it in the chillest land and on the strangest sea, yet never in extremity it asked a crumb of me. Her mother had always said that she was hope, but she knew her mother was the same for her. They had been that for each other. Every night now, far away from the nest, she knew how much love she had received and had been asked nothing in return. She had been given hope. She had been given a bright blue sky. She had been given the chance to fly. It's hard to thank someone for that, but she called her mother anyway. They spoke of trips and clothes and loves and laughter. They had been on some strange seas for sure, some together, some separate, but they always had each other. They talked for hours. The skies were dark. Her mother knew she loved her. Before she hung up, she said, "Goodbye, my little thing with feathers. I love you, Mama." Her mother checked her arms and legs. She had more than she knew. In the morning, every morning, in the same blue sky, they flew. Sometimes you just have to look up.